Amazon AMC sounds very complicated. As, let's say, a first-time seller, how would you say it relates to sponsored product ads? So for example, Amazon ads in general, how does AMC connect all of this together?
You can use Amazon Marketing Cloud audiences right within sponsored ads. This information is actually tied into Amazon Marketing Cloud, and you can just use those reports as it is from the console.
My name is Gavin, and I'm joined today with a very special guest. Can you introduce yourself and share a bit of your experience with Amazon ads?
I am Neha Bhuchar. I am the co-founder and CEO at Atom11. We are a full funnel Amazon advertising software. I have been associated with Amazon ads for over 10 plus years now. I was at Amazon ads earlier. I'm one of the early members of Amazon ads. I think at Atom11, what we try to do is we are a retail aware advertising software, which means we try to combine Amazon ads with your business metrics like inventory, pricing, so that your ads are talking the language of your business. So if your inventory is low, how should your ads behave? If your pricing is discounted, how should your ads behave? So on and so forth. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
I'm really excited today about this conversation because I've been thinking about AMC a lot recently. So for anyone that is just getting started, what exactly is Amazon Marketing Cloud?
For a minute, forget everything that you've read about AMC. I'm going to give you a new definition that'll help you understand exactly what AMC does. So think of an Excel sheet. A large Excel sheet. In this Excel sheet, every row is a customer. Any customer who has seen your ad is a row on that Excel sheet. And everything that this customer does is a column. So for example, customer number 1 came to viewed your ad, then clicked on it. So viewed your ad is event 1, clicked on it is event 2, purchased your product is event 3. Customer number 2 viewed your product and purchased it. That's event 1 and 2. Customer number 3 just came in, saw your ad, and did nothing. That's event 1 and stop, right? So now you have millions of these rows on an Excel sheet, which tells you about everything that a customer has done after viewing your ad. I'm going to simplify it right now. There's a lot more to it, but this is a good starting point. Now, this is my question to you, Gavin. If you have a large Excel sheet with millions of rows, how would you analyze this data?
Well, I think where I would first start is look at the data of the people that have started purchasing the products, see what they have in common. And then afterwards from there, maybe see which ones aren't purchasing and then analyze the data from there.
Absolutely. Now, Amazon makes this, like if you were doing this on Excel sheet, you would probably do it by creating a lot of pivot tables, right? And that is exactly what AMC is. You will create a pivot table and see exactly what you said. Customers who came and saw my ad but didn't purchase. Customers who saw my ad and purchased. Customers who searched for a specific keyword and didn't purchase my product. Everything can be pivoted and evaluated using this data.
Would you be able to share with me exactly what type of insights you can get and the range of the insights that you can get?
Absolutely. So now when you have this pivot tables, the kind of insights that you can get is there's literally no limit to it. Let's start with a few of them, right? Customers who saw my ad but did not click on it. Customers who clicked on my ad but didn't purchase. ASINs which are driving the highest purchase for my product. Sky is the limit for the insights that you can gather from AMC. Now, AMC doesn't stop at insights. You know, it would be a bummer if Amazon gave you all this data and didn't let you take action on it. And that's the beauty of Amazon Marketing Cloud. You are able to actually take those audiences that have done a certain or have taken a certain action and actually target them on multimedia ads or just sponsored ads, right? So that's the beauty. You'd have the insights as well as the actionability.
One of the major uses of AMC is building audiences. How does that work?
Building audiences on AMC has 2 layers to it. Layer 1 is just using pre-built audiences that Amazon has. Now, if you are a beginner seller and you want to explore Amazon Marketing Cloud, then there are some pre-built audiences which are right there on your sponsored ads console. Luckily, these are some of the best performing audiences in all of AMC. Either you use some of those pre-built audiences or you can create audiences. Those audiences can be simple ones, just like the ones I told you, like people who have seen my ad but did not purchase, added to cart but did not purchase, so on and so forth. And they can be as creative as people who have seen a certain style of my product. So let's say if you're selling shoes, people who have seen a certain style or searched for a certain style or have purchased a certain style of my products earlier, and now I've launched something new, they would be interested in the same style. So, you are advertising to that specific audience again.
I've been using multimedia solutions with Amazon for a while now. And as a beginner, what would you say is time to use these pre-built audiences versus getting into a more granular audience?
With the launch of Amazon Marketing Cloud on sponsored ads, the good news is that you can start using AMC as early as tomorrow. Now, how? Would be using some of these pre-built audiences, and I will actually tell you the name of the audience that you are going to love. This is an audience, pre-built audience called highly likely to purchase based on shopping activity. This audience is right there on your advertising console. You can just go and select that audience and it will start running tomorrow. No audience creation or no special skills are required. And I would suggest every single listener of this podcast to actually try that audience. It's a no risk audience and it's going to give you guaranteed conversions. Now, if you are going any more complex, then I would suggest if you have an ad spend of more than 30,000 US dollars a month. As your ad spend increases, the kind of audience that is exposed to your advertising increases. And that's when you have a large audience who has seen your ads, you are now able to actually have a large enough audience to actually target, right? Because if your ad spend is lower, your audience, a target audience is lower. You may or may not get the required ROI out of those kind of ads. So my suggestion is wait until you are at the $30,000 ad spend limit. And that's when you start getting more and more creative with your Amazon Marketing Cloud audiences.
Okay, so as a beginner, you would recommend having a $30,000 ad spend budget before getting started with AMC. If, let's say, you have finally achieved that, how would you get started?
Before I start talking about that, I'm assuming that anyone who is less than 30,000 US dollars of ad spend per month, they are using the highly likely to purchase basis shopping activity, that audience, to increase their conversions. But if you are at the 30,000 and more, then I think there are a couple of audiences that you can start right off the back. And those audiences would be, people who have added your product to cart but not purchased, or people who have clicked your ads but not purchased, or viewed your ads but not purchased. And these are all pre-built audiences that you can get started with a single click on Amazon ads. But as you start increasing your ad spend more and more, my suggestion is start using these audiences in your multimedia solutions with Amazon DSP, because that's where you are going to start going to get the real impact. For example, audiences who have seen my competitors' products but not purchased, audiences who have seen a specific or are in the market for a specific product but they haven't purchased, or audiences who just like purchasing sneakers, right, but have not purchased in the last 3 months. All of these are possible through upper funnel advertising, and that's your real ticket to actually start branding and reaching out to a larger number of audiences.
That's a great explanation. I think I've been using multimedia solutions with Amazon DSP for a couple of years now. And I think even for me, sometimes I have a confusion of how it relates directly with AMC. So for any beginners
Yes.
out there, how do they connect?
Now, multimedia solutions by Amazon DSP, there is sequence in which you actually start using audiences. You start with the auto campaign, which is programmatic ads. Then you start getting more advanced by using custom audiences that Amazon gives you. And Amazon gives you 15,000 audiences, right? But sometimes you want to create your own audiences with your own look back periods, right? So you want to see audiences who saw my competitor products in the last 90 days.
Wow, you can go that granular.
You can go that granular. So Amazon Marketing Cloud is really for advanced users of multimedia solutions by Amazon DSP, where they want to define everything down to the look back period rather than just, having the custom audiences. And these audiences can be anything, people who have seen a specific ASIN and not purchased, or people who have seen a specific style of products, people who haven't purchased anything from your brand in the last 365 days, new to brand users, or users who have searched for specific keywords, or just literally anything that you can think of.
Amazon AMC sounds very complicated. As, let's say, a first-time seller, how would you say it relates to sponsored product ads? So for example, Amazon ads in general, how does AMC connect all of this together?
A lot of times we talk about Amazon Marketing Cloud and how it relates with multimedia solutions by Amazon DSP. But last year, Amazon launched something where you can use Amazon Marketing Cloud audiences right within sponsored ads. So there are two ways in which you can use AMC with sponsored ads. Number one is data insights, right? So you can actually start using insights like, how are my customers finding me? What is the path of conversion? How many ads do they actually see before they finally purchase my product, right? The second one is insights like, how many customers or which ASINs are driving the highest conversions for my product? What is the lifetime value of a customer? How many customers, that bought from me last July are still buying from me? All this information is actually tied into Amazon Marketing Cloud, and you can just use those reports as it is from the console.
Oh, wow. So you're telling me that right now for all the sponsored product ads, there is insights gathered from these sponsored product ads that can be generated then to the Amazon Marketing Cloud.
Absolutely. So all these insights are built right in. And the best part is these reports are actually pre-built within the AMC console.
Makes me think about the budget that you mentioned, the 30,000. So once you're above 30,000 for your Amazon ad budget, that's when you want to start with AMC. What does that budget look like on top of 30,000?
If you are a seller who's not spending $30,000 yet, you can still make use of these insights to understand your customer's journey right away and then start taking action according to that, right? For example, if you're only doing sponsored products and you find that, people who are looking at, your sponsored product and sponsored brand ads, they're likely to convert more. You start doing more and more sponsored brand ads, right? So that's a full funnel strategy that you can implement right in. Other than that, as soon as you cross the $30,000 limit, you can actually start building audiences and actually start targeting them so that you can increase your conversions.
Let's say as a beginner, once again, where would you even access AMC?
Amazon Marketing Cloud is accessible right within your Amazon ad console. So when you go to a campaign, you have something called bid adjustments, and there are 3 tabs on that bid adjustment. One is placement. This is where you were putting in your top of search, rest of search, and product placement percentages. Then right next to it, you have business. And then next to it is audiences. So once you go to the audiences tab, you are able to either use pre-built audiences that Amazon has built for you, or you can create your own audiences on AMC console, which is also there within the ad console, and you can start adding those audiences from that tab.
Thank you. So I guess my last question to wrap everything up, what's one piece of advice you would give any new seller using AMC?
If you're just getting started with AMC, use Amazon's pre-built audience called highly likely to purchase basis shopping activity. This audience is going to give you 20% better conversion than what you're getting on non-audiences for this specific audience. So I think get started there. It is going to help you increase your confidence on AMC audiences, and that'll be a good base to actually build on for other Amazon Marketing Cloud audiences.
Thank you so much, Neha.